to discuss some of the issues raised in that video and the Petroleum Industry Bill. I'm very pleased to have in the studio first the distinguished Chairman, Senate Committee on Petroleum Upstream, Senator Tayo Ala Shudura. I'm also expecting the Chairman, House Committee on the Downstream Sector, Honorable Joseph Akilaja. He has called to say he's running a little bit late, but he will join us. Also in the studio with us, a Senior Advisor on Policy and Regulation to the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum, Mr. Gwite Adeniji. And last but not the least, Mr. Femi Omotayo, the CEO of one of the largest indigenous oil servicing companies in the country, AOS Well. Welcome to the court, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming. Distinguished Senator, I'd like to start with you because the Senate has indeed passed one portion of the PIGB. You found it necessary to break the PIB into 4 parts, and you've passed the first part. Can I ask what it was that motivated the decision to look at the PIB in parts and not as a whole?
Thank you very much. The 7th Senate, the 6th Senate, the 5th Senate, and the House of Representatives failed to pass the PIB as it was. And we came and said, why should we continue to repeat the same thing that has led to failure in the past? So we sat down and said, let's break it into little parts. The most important being the governance. Because people talk about the oil industry, NNPC, riddled with all sorts of things, corruption, inefficiency, etc. Let us tackle governance. Let us set rules that will make business easy for anybody who wants to invest in the oil industry, to find it easy to invest. Let them have one-stop shop where everybody can do business. So we took that one out, saying once the governance has been passed, then we can go into other ones.
Now, given the fact that for the bill to become law, you're fully aware that the House of Reps also needs to pass the bill. Were you confident that they would do exactly what you've done in terms of accepting that maybe the bill needs to be passed in small chunks as opposed to as a whole?
We are confident because this National Assembly had worked in tandem in everything we do. I was speaking with my colleague sitting down there that in this assembly, this National Assembly, we had concurred to bills from the House of Representatives that are not less than 20. And we also agreed from the beginning that whoever comes first, the other will concur. So we know that,
is it a surprise to you that they're now talking about the fact that they want to pass a whole bill and they will not pass a bill piecemeal, was the word they used, I think?
Well, it's a surprise. I think by the time we sit down and review our, our situation, our agreements in the past, they will come round and go along with us.
Okay, well, we are having a representative coming in a few minutes, so hopefully we'll be able to discuss this particular issue with him. But Mr. Adeni, just to talk to you as a representative of the ministry, what is your position on the PIGB?
Well, we've looked at the concepts and the principles that the bill seeks to address, and it generally accords with a lot of our thinking, actually. First of all, we'd like to see a fair amount of restructuring done within the National Oil Company. As you may recall, the minister, at the point in time, was the Group Managing Director of NNPC, and he initiated the restructuring of the corporation with the approval of the President. That process started. It seems to us that the bill has acknowledged some of that work, so we are pleased that that's going in the right direction. And then also, we also need to take another look as to how we regulate the industry. So, as you might understand, the sector regulation is spread amongst a number of agencies. And to the extent that there's some consolidation right, under this bill, right? We also support that.
Okay, so I seem to hear you say we kind of support, but it's not like a ringing endorsement. Is that what I'm hearing?
We endorse it. There's not, because if you also get an opportunity to look at the own legislative proposals, right, that we actually we have developed. We almost seem to be on all fours, really, in terms in terms of the regulatory framework, really.
Right.
But of course, the devil is in the detail, so there might be still room for some engagement.
Have you had a chance to look at the PIGB as passed by the Senate?
Oh, absolutely.
And you're still not telling me what the verdict is. You kind of seem to be dancing around it.
No, there's still.
Are you endorsing it 100%? Are you saying you have, areas that you're not 100% happy about? Or what are you saying?
Don't forget that the legislative process is not over yet, right? So, to the extent that there are a couple of gaps we want to discuss with them, yes, we will discuss with them.
Okay, let us take a quick break.
But substantially, we're in support.
Okay, let us take a quick break, and when we come back, maybe we'll get an opportunity to look at what those gaps are. And also, okay, I'm told actually that I'm not going to break yet, so let me turn to you. I thought I heard I should go to break, so I was going to break. From the point of view of people who are businesses who are working in the sector, what do you think of the PIGB? And here I'm not talking about the general petroleum industry bill. I'm speaking specifically about the governance bill as passed by the Senate.
We think it's good. We've gone through it quite extensively. First and foremost, it brings confidence, because for a very long time, investors can't really take investment decisions unless this is done, right? Secondly, it also has something, if you look at it properly, for all Nigerians. In the issue of divesting assets, I think there's an opportunity there for each Nigerian to be part of the ownership of NNPC. And one thing they talked about was
rich Nigerians.
Average Nigerians. Average Nigerians. If we do it properly, right, and we take this to the stock exchange, right, you find out, they did in the United Kingdom, an average Nigerian can 5 shares to 3 shares, so it all belongs to all of us. And more importantly, the ease of doing business. The contracting cycle at the moment is 2 years, right? You can't really plan with that. We think that being more commercially focused, right, that brings more opportunity. We, as an industry...
Okay, I've been told I now have to take a break, so don't go away. The conversation is just starting. You're watching The Core from Channels Television Studios in Abuja.